This is an excerpt from the case file number AB1790X. The possible tampering with the elevator in the next office building. The elevator's tampering leading to the death of the building maintenance man, Hugh Oliver, and secretary, Grace Lawson. Dear Grace, I have been watching you for quite some time now, and every time I see your face, I get chills. I am in love with you, but sadly, you don't know it, and maybe you never will. I saw you by the water cooler today, filling your water bottle. I've never seen someone top off the H2O with such grace and beauty, and I died a little inside when you finished and went back to your cubicle. To the love of my life, you looked at me as I replaced the toner and I thought I could see you smiling at me. What did you mean by that smile? I'm very confused. Is it possible that you love me too? Well, it can only be a dream at this point, but some dreams can come true. All I do every day is think about you, unless I'm changing the toner, which can be such a bitch to do. Oh, I've been working on the mural of you I started a while back. Once it's finished, even if I lose my job, I can still see your face every day and think of what could have been. I hope I'll see you tomorrow, Grace. You make my life worthwhile. I love you.
Dearest Hugh, I couldn't help but smile as I watched you replace the toner yesterday with the ease of a performance artist. I count the minutes every moment of every day until I can see you next. I lack the courage to ask you to come by my cubicle when something breaks, so I wait until the end of the day to report it. I'm too afraid to proclaim my undying love for you. I just can't face the possible rejection. Maybe someday I'll call you to fix something and just talk to you. With love, Grace.
Grace, I wonder if my notion that you love me is really true. As much as I hate staying after hours, I would do anything for you. I could be wrong, but it seems that every time something goes wrong in your work area, you seem to report it late so you can go home and avoid me. God, I wish I could just find it in me to go by and ask if everything's okay, but I'm scared that you'll reject me. We should talk sometime, and maybe even get a drink or dinner. I cannot say what I need to. It's too much for me. Love, Hugh. My impossible darling, I stood next to you in the elevator this morning and wonder if fate was at work here. I stole a few glances at you as you stared straight ahead. The tension was so thick, you could almost cut the air with a knife. Are you avoiding looking at me? Or is it that you too can feel the tension and are deliberately trying to ignore your feelings for me? It has become too much. I need to talk to you, but I know you won't listen or care. All my love, Hugh.
Sweetness. That elevator ride was excruciating. It was all I could do to stare at the doors and not look into your eyes. I know you must feel something for me. I could see you glance longing at me out of the corner of my eye. This expanse between us will be the death of me, and now I don't care if you reject me. I just need to know. My heart is aching as I see you a few cubicles down, chatting with Sarah as you fix her chair. It just makes me so angry to see you laughing away so happily with another person, and all I see from you is this aloof, interested disinterest. I was so floored earlier that when I saw you enter the break room for another cup of coffee, I followed but hid behind the wall just to watch you refill. Why does everything need to be so difficult and awkward? I'm going to break my filing cabinet just so you come and we can talk. With yearning, Grace.
Dearest Grace, I tried not to stare as I repaired your filing cabinet today. I needed to talk to you, but the way you looked at me deterred me, and so I just tried to focus on the task at hand. I was thrilled when you asked me how long it would take to fix, to which I answered that I had already finished. I saw that look in your eyes as I answered, that loving glint, and then I decided to ask you to dinner. I was so surprised when you agreed, and we set the time to meet at 9 that night in the diner around the corner. I'm counting the seconds until I see you tonight. Lots of love, Hugh.
My baby, you finally asked me out. I know now how deep your love is for me. I can't wait for tonight, when I'll finally proclaim my love for you over breakfast for dinner. I hope my love is requited, and this wasn't just a silly misreading of signals, and if that is so, I don't know how I'll go on. Waiting for you. Love, Grace.
To my confirmed love, Tonight went better than I expected, but there's an undertone of sadness. We can't carry on a relationship and still work in the same place, and with the job market as it is, we both need our jobs. My heart feels like it has been shattered in two. What are we going to do? Love, Hugh.
My sweet, sweet treasure, I finally have the idea of a lifetime. We can be together forever, but the solution may not be what you're thinking. Let me know when the next routine maintenance of the elevator is scheduled for, and I'll tell you my plan then. Why don't we meet at the diner again tonight, and I'll tell you my plan then. I will see you at 8. Love, Grace.
My treasure, I can do the scheduled maintenance on the elevator tomorrow at the end of day. Why don't you stay in the office and work late, then we can ride down together? I'm so excited. Your plan is brilliant. It has a certain air of Romeo and Juliet to it, don't you think? Anyways, I have all of the tools and such ready for the elevator, and I'll close it down shortly. See you tonight, sweetie. Hugh.
To my Romeo. I'll work slowly today, and we'll break the filing cabinet again so I can let you know what time we can ride down together later. Don't be late. Love, Grace.
To whom it may concern, we want to say that this is our destiny, and the plan was entirely formulated so that no one else would get hurt. Grace and I are deeply in love, but as we cannot exist at this company if we are together, then we need to go out this way, together forever. Sincerely, Hugh and Grace. At approximately 5:42 p.m. on August 19, 1998, Grace Lawson and Hugh Oliver were seen boarding the elevator that had been maintained by Mr. Oliver earlier that day. The theory that investigators are running with is that Hugh somehow compromised the lift cables and disabled the emergency braking mechanism so the elevator would fail and crash, killing them both. Through these letters, we are able to surmise that there was no possibility of any harm intended to anyone else in the company, but the investigation is still open as of this point.